Welcome to the Fire Temple plants. So we're reading currently from the book Light Apothecary, Volume 1, The Remembering Leaves, a living codex of soul medicine from plant, star, and bone. This is a sacred temple book. It holds over 888 pages and introduces 100 plant beings. Sorry, I use this cushion to move this book because it is heavy and big. Um, it holds 100 plant beings, and these are structured not as we know it, not as we usually used to chapters or structured by name or potency or region or whatever you used to. This is structured in 9 gates, and each gate represents a movement of healing. And I've already shared a video about the 9 gates and their movements. But in this one, I want to go into depth about the third gate, which is the fire temple. And we have 11 plant entries in gate 3. So the fire temple plants. And it is, you can imagine that each gate is a room, a temple, a temple room that you enter. So before you enter, you change from one gate to the next. There's always a bridge page, and the bridge page connects and explains the movements. And now, when you change from one movement into the other, this is where you understand it, where you can feel it, and it prepares you to enter the next one, right? So um, we have been into the temple of water, gate 2, and now entering gate 3, the fire, and I'm going to read to you the bridge. And then we have always a keeper. So I imagine it as a being that holds the door open, that invites you into the room, that guards the room, and so forth. So we have a keeper, and then follows the gate. So let's begin with the bridge. The bridge between gate 2 and 3 is where flow learns to become fire. At the edge of the waters, there's a tenderness that could dissolve forever. Gate 2 holds this, the release, the moon pulse, the remembering of emotional truth in its raw, unshaped form. But healing cannot remain liquid. Every river eventually meets heat. Here, at the threshold between water and fire, the body begins to feel the pressure of becoming. This bridge is where the fluid self realizes it must choose direction. The grief that was drifting suddenly wants to clarify. The emotion that was swirling begins to point toward truth. The softness that was melting starts to gather into courage. The waters whisper, "You are allowed to feel." The fire answers, "You are allowed to act." And in this moment, the human heart realizes that both are necessary. This bridge is neither boil nor evaporation. This bridge is the warming of the tide, the temperature of self-recognition rising. Here, water remembers it is fire origin. Here, fire remembers the tenderness of water. Here, the emotional body and the digestive body speak for the first time. What was overwhelming transforms into clarity. What was formless begins to gain shape. What was ache becomes truth language. This is the bridge where the inner yes and the inner no are born, where boundaries begin as temperature, the warmth of self-claiming, where swallowed words rise back up to the throat, still shimmering with water, but ready for fire. It is the place where feeling meets meaning, meaning meets movement, movement meets voice. Here, Gate 2 lays down its last moonlit tear, and Gate 3 picks it up as fuel. And the soul learns that emotion is the river that leads you to your fire. So beautiful. So now we enter the gatekeeper, the keeper of fire voice. Kah'Reth, he who shapes fire into truth. He appears as the moment before a flame ignites, the pressure, the clarity, the electric certainty that something must finally be spoken. His presence is upright, like a spine that remembers itself, like heat gathering in the center of the body before rising into the throat. He says, I burn what is false. Kah'Reth governs the ignition of self-truth, the transformation of swallowed emotion, the rise of rightful anger, the alchemy of pressure into clarity, the courage to speak what the body already knows. He is the intelligence that teaches fire is direction. His hand rests at the solar plexus to awaken, to remind the body that collapse is not humility and silence is not safety. With him, the heat you feared becomes the truth you needed. The words you choked back find form. The boundaries you avoided find voice. The courage you abandoned finds breath. He says, your anger is your compass. Let it point you toward what must be said. Kah'Reth keeps Gate 3 open only for those willing to meet themselves. Honestly, he demands truth. He refines rage into clarity. He glorifies alignment. He is the fire that burns the fog from your voice, so your words can finally walk in daylight. He says simply, speak, beloved. What you swallow becomes sickness. What you speak becomes freedom. Then we enter beautiful Gate 3, the Temple of Fire Voice. Here, digestion, activation, voice, boundaries, and rage transmutation live. So the next page reveals all of the energies Fire of the belly, solar nerve, will, voice, and truth heat all live in the fire temple. Oh, sorry, you can see this. Now I believe. Oopsie, sorry. So the element, of course, is fire. The body is digestion, liver, solar plexus, throat, nervous spark, frequency, activation, transformation, courage, boundary, flame, and truth heat. This gate governs transmutation, where pressure becomes clarity, digestion, physical and emotional alchemy through inner fire, voice, truth crossing the threshold from inner knowing to outward expression, boundaries, the sacred architecture of selfhood, rage, not destruction, but the heat that reveals what must change. The heat that reveals what must change. Oh, what a beautiful explanation of rage. Its motion is ascending, spiral like flame. Its sound is ha, the exhale that clears space. Its season is the waxing moon and late summer heat. Its direction is forward, the path of becoming spoken. Its guardian color is golden amber fire threaded with molten red. I open the gate of fire voice. May what burns within become light. May what tightens now release. May the swallowed words rise clean. May the fire of digestion become the flame of truth. May every boundary formed in fear return as a boundary made in clarity. The fire temple plants. These are the ones who shape heat into wisdom, the ones who ignite the digestive sun, clear the smoke of resentment, and awaken the voice that has waited too long. They transmute pressure into strength, stagnation into movement, silence into courageous sound. They are the keepers of the inner flame, the guardians of activation, truth, and rightful boundaries. Through them, the body remembers. Fire is revelation. And then, as always, we have the list of all the plants living in each temple. And here we have the fire temple plants, which is ginger, cayenne, turmeric root, black pepper, cardamom, mustard seed, garlic, fennel, clove, horseradish root, and bitter orange peel. So 11 plants. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and that you have a deeper understanding of what this gate means and holds, and the energies of the following plants. You understand their languages better, at least I do. If you like to hold this book in your own hands and read at your own pace, you're invited to get your own copy if you wish. And I wish you all the best. Till next time. Thanks for watching.